Hello friends, my name is Jana Eubank. As you may have guessed by visiting my channel, I love to create scrapbooking process videos. Today I'm going to crack open my December 2024 Hip Kits. This is the December Days collection, exclusively designed by Hip Kit and only available there, and I love their products. They're so much fun to work with. I wanted to flip through all of the different kits that I have purchased this month just so you can get a feel of the colors and icons. It's a really fun kit because it has a splash of Christmas, but it's transitioning you over into January with some New Year's items. There's wintertime items. There's baking and games, all the fun things that we do in the wintertime. Now, the first thing I did here is go through the collection and pick out some pattern papers that I thought would work well together. My daughter's wearing a Christmas apron in this photo, but she's actually baking some donuts and kind of just messing around in the kitchen in January. So I did want a little bit of Christmas to kind of tie into her red and green apron, but of course this wasn't in December, so I love that there's lots of colorful colors to mix in here as well. Now I'm starting off this page with the Cardstock kit. The Cardstock kit is an add-on kit and I love it. It really makes me get a lot, or helps me get a lot of mileage out of my kits. And I love that you get 8 colors of cardstock. You get 2 sheets of each, so it's perfect for doing double page layouts. But I mostly use it for backgrounds and matting my photos and also die cutting. It's great for stamping as well. So I'm using 2 of the cardstocks for my background. I have the solid midnight, and then the B sides of the cardstock actually have a different pattern or subtle pattern on them every month. And for December, there is this stitched snowflake pattern, which is so cute and perfect for wintertime photos. Now that I have my background ready to go, I'm going to start bringing in the other pattern papers that I selected. I have this green star paper, which I think is so cute. It's perfect for New Year's, right? But it's also ties into your Christmas memories as well. And I picked the green because it tied into my daughter's green apron. I also picked out this red and green plaid also to tie into my daughter's apron, and then you'll see me bring in more colors, or more wider variety of colors with the other pieces as I continue to layer on this page. Now before I stick these down, I took this over to my sewing machine and just added a red stitch around both the green pattern paper and the background layer, and I really like the texture that that adds. I went through the Pocket Life kit here and I picked out some cards that I thought would work well in this kit. I picked one of the 3x8 cards that had that dark blue pattern on it with the florals, and I thought that would really set off my photo there, but also tie into the midnight cardstock that I have going on as the frame of my background. So I love that. I think it really highlights the photo. And I also used the scallop arch border die and the butter cardstock to cut that detailed border off to the right. It's such a pretty border. You could do so many things with this, but I just wanted to use it to add additional detail here, and so that's what I did. It kind of reminds me of like dough rising in a bowl with all those little bubble arches, but how fun would that die be to paint it with colors of the rainbow, or there's so many possibilities. Like use it as a scallop border that has an interesting shape to it. I'm definitely going to be reaching for that again. Now I also used a Pocket Life card here to anchor my title and my journaling. I had a couple of selections there that I was trying to decide between, but I went with this one with the rounded rectangle on it. I did trim it down slightly with my scissors just to emphasize those rounded corners and give my layout a different shape. It kind of ties in with those rounded arches on the other side as well, so I like that. The next thing I'm going to do is pull in these chipboard stickers from the embellishment kit that have all of these adorable baking icons on. But in the wintertime, we do lots of baking at our house. My daughter especially loves to experiment in the kitchen, and in this particular photo, she was making donuts for the first time. Now, I have never made donuts. I'm not a big donut fan, but she had never done it and thought it would be fun. And I just thought this picture was so funny because here are all her donuts laid out on the counter, and you can see, of course, her first attempt at frying the donuts. They're quite dark, right? They almost match that dark navy cardstock. And then as she got going, her donuts got lighter and lighter, and I just thought it was such a cute photo. So I made her pose there, and she's still, to this day, she's 21 years old now, loves to experiment in the kitchen. She's always making something. And so, hey, maybe she'll become a baker someday. Who knows? So I piled a bunch of those baking pieces along the bottom of that title/journaling card. And now I'm bringing in the branding strip from the Midnight cardstock just to add a horizontal line of that dark navy pattern. I thought that cross section of the navy pattern behind the photo, and then a horizontal line going across the photo would tie the colors in well, and I really like how that looks. The next thing I want to do is bring in the floral die cuts from the embellishment kit and add some organic layers to this. I always love a floral. It helps me to fill out my embellishment clusters, but also to break up the lines of all those straight pattern paper pieces that we have as layers on our background. So I was really drawn to these dark purple leaves, and so I'm going to use those as well as several of the flowers. Now, if you look at that floral kit, there's so many options in there, right? You've got the leaf branches and berry branches, you have star shapes, snowflake shapes, the leaves, you have florals with the white offset edge, you even have florals with a bleeded edge. So lots of options in there, and I will definitely be using those on many layouts. I love them. I'm mostly drawn to the flowers and pieces with the white offset edge, and that's because I use a lot of pattern paper in my designs, and the white offset edge really helps those pieces to stand apart from all of the pattern paper's layers. So I'm choosing the purple leaves. I also placed some orange like tulip branches around the baking items, and now because I cut down one of the purple leaves for the bottom cluster, I'm using the other portions of it to fill out the florals on the top right corner of my page. So just tucking those in there and making that look more full, but also repeating those purple leaves so that it balances out either side of the page. Now, because my baking icons stickers, they're like a chipboard sticker with foil accents. Those have some foil pieces on it, and so I thought it'd be good to bring a little bit of that shine and shimmer of the silver foil up to the flower cluster. So I went over to the 3D layered stickers, also from the embellishment kit, and just picked out this little starburst piece to add to the center of the blue flower. So now that I have my design going with my paper layers, my icons, I'm headed over to the Pocket Life kit to pick out some word phrases. I love all of these cut apart phrases that come in this kit each month. There's so many fun different phrases. They have longer phrases and shorter phrases, and they come in different colors on either side of the sheet. So if you have a phrase that you like on one side but you don't really like the color of that one, or it's not really working well for the particular project you're working on, you can always flip it over and you'll have a second color option on the other side. So I went ahead and picked out two phrases to go by the floral cluster at the top. One of them was gray, and so I wanted to repeat that gray color down in the lower left-hand cluster. So I went back and switched out my blue phrase for a phrase that was in gray, and that worked out well. I'm also adding this little pine tree piece from the cut apart sheet in the Pocket Life kit across the top of my title, just to give that a little bit more presence. And then I also found this little tiny gray tag, and I'm going to place my date and year on that one. So I went to my computer and typed my journaling on a piece of vellum and adhered that to the journal card there. Then I pulled out from my stash this date stamp from the Pocket Life kit from January 2023 and used that to stamp the month and year on that little gray tag. I finished that off with a little bit of hemp twine, and that will complete my layout. So again, these are the December 2024 hip kits, the December Days collection. I love the cheerful colors, and I hope you enjoyed watching this layout today. Thanks so much for joining me. We'll see you next time.